Welcome back to another reaction for That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Season 4, Episode 4. Okay. So we continue with the dungeon and the avatars, even though the green guys are gone. Okay. Scarlet the Red Meteor. Who chose that name? Did Adventurer choose that name, or did you? Right, did they not name each other? They did, right? They named their characters. I mean, Scarlet the Red Meteor. Fitting name.
吹き抜ける風よ。竜巻となり敵を切り裂け。この映像はあの炎を見て生還した者はいないという青の死神ブルーです。吹き荒れろトルネードブレード。
I mean, Blue Death in Japanese probably sounds pretty fire to call yourself that. I mean, it's pretty on the nose. I'm also now wondering, we have these guys terrorizing the dungeon. I mean, those guys made it to level 35, which is pretty deep. And what is going to happen whenever they do other stuff and can't be in the avatars? The dungeon is going to be so much easier then, right? Because I feel like if you come across these guys, it's game over. Right, okay. Heavy armor of purple smoke. Okay, the laughing golden skull. If your skull was golden, maybe. Wait, the name is different. Gold skull and mauve titan. Mauve titan, okay. Solid name.
俺たちから逃げられると思っているのかな。せっかく集めたレアアイテムが。
It feels a little unfair.
戦闘終了です。
Nope. It feels a little bit unfair that they are able to go into the dungeon and essentially they are floor bosses that roam around and fight outside their level. I'm assuming they are not level 35. They're probably like level 50 plus enemies. And that only if they were alone, but they are working together with human tactics. These guys, I feel like, should be very low or very deep into the dungeon, not hunting noobs again.
雑魚ばかりで少々物足りぬな。
その通りなのよさ。私たちは無敵最強よね。あんな奴ら私たちの敵ではないのだ。
おいおい、調子に乗るなよ。これも仕事なんだからな。
もちろん分かっているとも。
でもまあ、もう一狩り言っときますか。行くのだ。チーム緑蘭の一件があって以来、俺たちは日々挑戦者狩り、もとい特訓をしている。緑蘭がリベンジに来ないとも限らないからな。
Fair enough. Fair enough. But I would have liked the show to inform us what the level of the enemies are. But he's not wrong. They could always come back. But I feel like you are already strong enough to defeat them once. And you may be able to do it multiple times. I feel like you are good on that front. However, this is work, as you stated, which is probably not what you really think. It feels like you treat this as a game. But I really wonder, because they made it to level 35 whenever you appeared. If you are gone, I feel like they could make it maybe to 50 plus. I don't really know who the boss of floor 50 is. Because I feel like that one should be pretty strong, because it's the threshold to the reward.
ダンジョンの運営は申し分なく街中に活気があふれてきた。正幸は広告塔として本当に優秀だ。
Super rare item.
リアルラックの申し子だったらしく、シリーズもののレア装備を早くもコンプリート。勢いに乗って今では50階層を目指している。
Oh, we gonna see?
そんな正幸をはじめ挑戦者たちの活躍シーンを編集。
We are doing YouTube in slime, really? What next? Shorts?
して放映した結果、挑戦者たちのやる気に火がついたようだ。力を求める者、名声を求める者、挑戦者の中にはかなりの実力者も増えてきた。そんな奴らに立ちふさがる存在が俺たち。
見ろよ、出てきたぞ、ダンジョンドミネーター。
WD, I see.
ゲームには程よい手応えがないとね。決して遊んでるわけじゃないぞ。
You're just far too strong.
なんだか物足りない。
もっと手応えのある相手はいないのか？
Since when does Milim have this outfit? I feel like I've seen her in this one before. But she is always wearing that one outfit. She rarely changes. So a little bit surprising. Maybe we are going into a meeting or something, but yeah, a little bit
そう
weird.
焦るなって。ダンジョンの評判が広まれば強い挑戦者もどんどん増えてくるさ。
もっと特訓して強くなるのだ。
リムル様、お戻りになられたのですね。今リムル様に来客がありましてお呼びに伺うところでした。
Invitation, huh?
来客？ミリム様もご一緒だったのですね。ちょうどよかったです。ちょうどいい
？Not what I expected in terms of invitation. But a welcome surprise. Oh, I totally forgot she is a subordinate of Milim, right? Yeah, last episode, Miss Greed did say she would invite Rimuru, so I guess that is where we are going in this episode.
お邪魔しておりますわ、リムル様。
フレイさん。今日はどういったご用件で？
いいえ、大した
Someone
用
is
件では。
not doing her work.
あら、ミリム、こんなところにいたのね。そういえば、私が出した宿題だけど、終わったのかしら。
こいつ、仕事をほっぽり出して遊びに来てたな。違うのだ。これには深いわけがあるのだ。
そう。あなたにつけた見張りがすまきにされて転がっていたのだけれど、納得させられる理由があるのよね。
それはリムルたちと。
嫌だな。仕事があったなら言ってくれよ。
そうと知らず付き合わせてしまってすまんな。
言ってくれればよかったのに。お前たちひどいではないか。
I mean, with friends like this, you don't need enemies, right? But it's always the same, you know, you can't. You got yourself into this mess. You have to get yourself out of this. Don't drag us into this. We're not going to be helpful. Eat?
違うのだ。話を聞いてほしいのだ。
もちろん聞かせてもらうわ。
Man, she's tall.
お家に帰ってからじっくりとね。
なんとか巻き込まれずにやり過ごせたな。
For
し
now.
かし素晴らしい連携だったな。
過去一だったんじゃない？
だな。
ところでリムル様、今
Oh
まで
no.
どこで何をしてらしたのですか？
Why do I feel like you are going to be in the same situation if you don't choose your words carefully now?
か？
いや研究だよ、研究。ダンジョンの挑戦者たちの戦闘スタイルなんかを実地で研究していたんだ。
Totally.
実地。つまりダンジョンで遊び倒しておられたということですか？
鋭い。
実質で魔導の研究に励むとしよう。
私もお供させてもらっちゃおうかな。
すまんミリム、このすっとぼけ、自分がされるとめちゃくちゃムカつくな。
言い訳する必要はありません。堂々としていれば問題は解決します。
どういうこと？
I mean, until now, Raphael never really led him wrong, but maybe you are getting thrown under the bus by Raphael as well. So be careful.
リムル様。いやここにおられましたか。
ミョルマイル。
評議会から手紙が届いております。おそらく評議会加盟の可否を決める会議への出席要請ではないかと。
なるほどね。そろそろ来る頃だと思っていたよ。
と
Is that
言いますと、
readers?
緑蘭は評議会がうちを調べるために起こした偵察じゃないかと思っていたんだ。それでこっちからも調査していたんだよ。で、俺たちが遊んでいる間にラファエル先生が全部やってくれていたんだけどね。
I mean, it's nice to have someone doing all the work for you. Research, Green Fury, investigation complete. The Council, and Ingrassia.
申し訳ありません。てっきりミレム様たちと遊びほうけていたものと。
No,
いい
never.
って。
Right?
そう見えても仕方ないもんな。はあ、タイミングよくごまかせた。しかしラファエル先生がいるとはいえ、遊びに熱中して他がおろそかになっていたのは事実だ。何事もほどほどにしないとな。
あら？つい先ほどまで調査をされていたのですよね。では緑蘭が帰った後は何を調べておられたのですか？リムル様。
ラファエル先生、問題。
I feel like you didn't follow what Raphael was saying. You know, be open and unashamed. You were trying to still hide it. And I also feel like someone is going to distance itself from you. This is now your problem.
が解決してないんですけど。
怒られて反省すれば問題は解決です。
I mean, how bad can it be, right?
嘘でしょ。
We have some of the strongest beings all scared of being scolded.
文
To
明
be
の発展。
fair, Shuna is very scary. Freya a little less. But I feel like you don't want to be scolded because they are right and you don't really have a counter. Can't really be angry because you are not unreasonable. So I do understand. And also it cuts into your free time, which at least those two demon lords don't want, or demon lord and dragon.
貨幣の存在は欠かせない。
Oh, agreed.
それは穀物を通貨として扱っていた時代からやがて金や銀などの貨幣に変わり、契約や証書でやり取りをする紙幣経済へとなっていく。西側諸国の経済圏でも評議会を通じて各国独自の通貨を用いた紙幣経済へ移行するよう進めていた。重要なのは国力によって為替が変動する環境を生み出すこと。自分たちがルールを作る側に回ること。そうでなければ確実な勝利は約束されない。
Doesn't that mean that it is now easier to falsify your money? Because banknotes are less secure than old coins? Because the whole point, until a specific moment in time, was that the coin was made out of the material. The material had a value. So the coin was literally as valuable as the value printed on it. You could just take the coin, you could melt it down, bam, same value. Somewhat, at least. At some point, they decided to go away from that. You had counterfeits, even at that time, like coated coins. But banknotes are a lot easier to falsify, or better said, IOU were a lot easier to falsify. So this could be bad. I am assuming they did take some precautions, be it magic, be it physical. I don't know how it is going to secure victory though.
各国の価値を決めるのは評議会と五大老の意思。
And she did say that the power of the nation decides the value of their money thing, kind of stuff. So if the council can decide that whatever country she's in is the strongest, their money is worth more than another country. Okay. I guess that is the idea.
そしてそれを牛耳るのはこの私。支配するのは常に私なのだわ。
Yeah, but not over Rimuru.
西方諸国評議会カウンシル・オブ・ウェストとはジュラの大森林周辺国家が属する連盟組織である。評議会は国の大小を問わず人類全体に利益をもたらすことを目的としていた。
Okay,
そ
so
の
not
議題は
Tempest.
魔物対策を筆頭として干ばつや疫病、災害への対策など多岐にわたる。そして目下の議題は魔物の国テンペストの評議会加盟の是非についてであった。
So that is why he
テン
got
ペスト
invited.
信用しても良いのでは？
そういうが、あの魔王を怒らせたら暴風竜をけしかけてくるのでは？
心配いらんよ。所詮虎の意を狩る狐。魔王自身に大した力はないのだろう。
He's a literal demon lord. He's acknowledged by the other demon lords. You know, objectively, it's like, okay, he may not be as strong as the other ones, but he got acknowledged. He removed one of the demon lords. Apart from Ramirez, the rest of the demon lords are pretty strong. Now, Valdora, whole different topic that I can definitely see. Also, Rimuru is friends with some of the demon lords that also visit the nation. He's also friends with a dwarf, you know, Dwarf King nation. So there are a lot of allies that Rimuru has, so now this is the whole thing of, hey, should we accept them or should we not? Are they dangerous? Are they not?
それでは日向殿と引き分けたのをどう説明なさるおつもりか。
その話とて本当に信じてよいものか。
そうですぞ。どこから広まった情報でしたかな。
本人がいるのによくそんな話ができるわね。魔王リムルを知る者として招かれたから出てみたものの、無能が集まるとこうも話が進まないとは。
Even I didn't expect a gathering of incompetence to be this unproductive. Welcome to politics. A lot of people, a lot of opinions, most of them are trash.
テンペストでやっていた会議とは大違い。まあ、さすがにあれは例外か。
いいですか。魔王リムルはジュラの大森林が自分の領土だと宣言したのです。この意味をおのおの方よく考えられよ。
さよう。テンペストができて以降、我らの祖国では魔物による被害が減っておるのです。
バカな。キコーラは魔王にたぶらかされておる。相手は魔物の王なのです。
まあ、魔王リムルが人に善をなすかどうかなんて、あの人の人となりを知らなければ結論を出せるはずもないか。
I mean, that is why he got invited,
それ
right?
よりも厄介なのは大国の議員たちの方ね。テンペストの評議会入りは私としても都合がいいのだけれど。
認めてやればよろしいでしょう。我々の仲間になると申すなら歓迎してやればよい。ただし土産は持参してもらうかの。
I mean, this is the whole point she was talking about, right? She did talk about, hey, the biggest guys are under her control. Maybe even most of this council, if not all, are under her control. She also said last episode, hey, if Rimuru wants to be allied and friendly with humans, why don't we? So it sounds like she wants to get Rimuru into this pact to be able to do something easier. She is talking about the banknotes and she is saying that that is how she can secure victory. So maybe instead of Rimuru having the coins, they tell him, hey, if you want to be part of this alliance with humans, you need to use banknotes, and we are going to offer you to buy banknotes with the gold you have. Therefore, he doesn't have any gold anymore. He has only the banknotes. You then make his banknotes useless or worthless. But now he doesn't have the materials, the gold and silver anymore, because he gave that away. And he doesn't have any money anymore. He went from a lot of potential currency to zero. That is the only thing I could imagine regarding banknotes and what she was explaining. Maybe there's something else also planned. Normally, these type of characters like to have a second plan, or I feel like they should always like to have a second plan in case the first one doesn't work out.
それがよい。争ってもファルムスの二の舞になるだけよな。ただし立場をわきまえてもらわねばならぬ。我々の定める国際法を守る意志があるのかどうか。それは問題ないでしょう。ミューゼ公爵が失脚した噂をご存知でしょう。魔王リムルの思惑などどうでもよいではありませんか。利用できるかどうか、大事なのはその一点のみ。その通りだ。東の動向も気になる今、魔王の戦力が味方になるのを拒む理由などあるまい。東ですと？
まさか東の帝国が。
ロスティア公、それは本当ですか？皆様も知っておろうが、東の帝国、ナスカ・ナムリウム・ウルメリア東方連合統一帝国の軍部に動きがある。ここ最近、軍事演習が盛んに行われているそうだ。帝国？
So they did say Western nation, so Eastern nation. I don't remember the elves. I believe are extra. The problem I have is that, if I remember correctly, you had the Great Jura Forest, and to the east of that you had Demon Lord areas. I believe one of them was the desert where the Orc King came from. So I'm assuming that further east of that is where this empire is. And it sounds like the empire there has mostly all of it under control. And maybe pretty strong, or at least seen as pretty strong. However, if they want to attack the Western nation, again, if I remember correctly, they would need to go through the Demon Lord areas, right? Unless they go by boat, I guess. Or am I wrong? I hope... I feel like I got that wrong. I only remember, the big thing I remember was the Jura Forest, more or less in the middle. I believe in the north was Dwargon. And then we had some surrounding stuff. On one side we had like human nations, and on the other side we had some demon lord territory, if I remember correctly. However, the map they showed before looked a little bit different, so I'm not confident. I hope they give us a little map again to showcase, hey, here's the western areas, this is the empire, Jura Forest, where's everyone related to each other.
なぜ今になって貪欲に数多くの国を飲み込んできた軍事国家ですぞ。もし戦にでもなったら我らはどうなるのです。そうだ、そんなことになったら始まるのか。落ち着かれよ。帝国が動くのは何も今すぐというわけではない。これが落ち着いていられますか。
ファルムス王国なき今、我らのような小国は防衛線を敷くこともままならないのです。
ですからこの場で対策を論じようではありませんか。ヨハン議員の意見はもっともであろう。少し冷静になりたまえ。意見を一方的にぶつけていては評議会の意味がなかろう。感謝します、ギャバン議員。何、わしはそうすぐに帝国は動かんと思っていてな。これまで帝国が攻めてこなかったのも、ジュラの大森林にあの暴風竜がおったからじゃ。それが今では復活しておるではないか。
まさかあの邪竜を当てにするとおっしゃるのですか。
So that would mean that an attack from that empire is going to have something to do with the Jura Forest? Also, I mean, you don't need to rely on the evil dragon, but you can rely on the empire or the evil dragon's pressure for people to not mess with him. I feel like that one is pretty solid. If I remember correctly, all the deaths of the invasion that the humans tried regarding Tempest were thwarted officially by Vedora, right? We know Rimmerukid a lot, but I believe officially it is stated that Vedora, the Storm Dragon, defeated the nations or the armies, right? So it would strengthen the idea that people unwelcome in the Jura Forest could just be mowed down by Vedora. And unless they have something that can defeat Vedora, which is very unlikely, it makes no sense for the Empire to attack through the Jura Forest. Again, boats are still available. Or maybe there's a different way around the forest.
暴風竜は今、魔王リムルに飼いならされておるというのを貴公らはお忘れか。そしてかの御人は評議会への参入を望まれておるのだろう。
Which is also funny because he doesn't really want to join, right? He got a letter that asked him to join the this conference, I believe. And then they may add him to the council. Because he never really tried to do that, as far as I know. Also, the question is, why would the Empire mobilize if they don't have a way to fight, to use that mobilized military? Unless the whole message was fabricated. The Empire may not have started any recruitment or training. It just is, hey, Empire is going to attack us, so we need to protect ourselves. So we get Rimuru to join our council, even though the Empire is doing nothing. May be that is the case.
なんという暴風竜。そんなことが。ギャバン議員の言う通り、東の脅威を前にして我らが意見を戦わせておる場合ではあるまい。魔王リムルが評議会に参加するならば、その武力もまた我らの助けになるであろう。
確かに。まずは西側が一丸となるのが先決ですな。
もっともな話だ。
私はテンペストの参加を押しますわ。
私も。
I mean, that was great.
テンペストを迎え入れよう。
静粛に。ではテンペストの評議会加盟に関する是非について決を取りましょう。賛成の議員はご起立を。
Okay.
賛成多数によりジュラ・テンペスト。
I mean, it took a while for everyone to stand. So that is a little bit surprising. However, we got it. I do want to know. If I go back. No. I thought maybe you could see like a red glow. Meaning greed effect. And maybe they got manipulated that way. But no, nothing. They were, some of them just are old. They take a little bit more time.
ラ・テンペスト連邦国を我らの盟友として承認するものとする。当事国であるジュラ・テンペスト連邦国へ招待状を
Oh, this happened after.
魔王リムルの意思を確認した後、次回の会議を開催するものとする。
I see the letter came after. Probably from Hinata? Right? And I'm assuming that she is going to meet
私を呼んだ
the Yuki? Was it Yuki? The leader of the adventuring skid. I feel like they're going to meet. Or maybe we see Greed. She may try to get Hinata to submit to her as well.
理由はリムルの存在が怖いだけじゃない。正直に魔王リムルが暴走しないように監視してほしいと頼めばいいのに、帝国まで出しにするなんてとんだ茶番だったわね。もう貴族と関わるのは勘弁したいわ。
Red flag.
日向さん。
うわ、イングラシアの第一王子。よりによって一番厄介な貴族じゃない。
He wants to?
私に何かご用でも。
あなたのお時間を少し頂戴したいのですが。
No thank you.
よろしいでしょうか。
Yes.
それでお話とは一体。
実はあなたにお願いしたいことがあるのです。
No.
私は次回の会議にて魔王リムルを試そうと考えています。
Definitely not.
強大な力を持つ魔王とはいえ、評議会に加盟する以上、それなりの義務を負ってもらわねばなりません。それにこちらの言い分をどこまで聞いてくれるのか確かめる必要があります。
そうですか。
そこであなたの出番というわけです。相手は魔王ですから、万が一にも暴れられると困ります。あなたには私の警備を
No. Just no.
お願いしたいのです。
なぜでしょう。
なぜ？ それはあなたの強さを認めているからです。
Sure.
歴代最強の聖騎士団長、神の右手にしてルーク・ジーニアス筆頭騎士であるあなたの強さを、この西側諸国であなたに並ぶ者などいない。魔王リムルと引き分けたという噂まである。そんなあなたが協力してくれれば安全に魔王リムルの本性が暴けるのです。
What are you
こいつ
talking about?
自分が何を言っているのか分かってて私に話してるのかしら。それはやめておいた方がいいですわ。あの方は本当に強い。次に戦ったとして私が勝てる保証などないのです。そもそも引き分けたという噂自体意図的に流されたものだけどね。
日向殿、エルリック様の前だからとて塩らしいふりなどせずとも良いのだぞ。エルリック様の甘いマスクに惚れてしまうのも無理はない。
No, fuck off. She's not falling for anyone. You all suck. And she just wants to go back to Rimuru.
お断りします。
More Tempest.
西方聖教会及び新西方王国ルベリオスはテンペストとの相互不可侵条約を結んでおりますので。そしてこれは忠告ですが、魔王リムルを怒らせるのはやめておきなさい。
なんだと？
この僕に命令するのか。
それから正式な依頼ならそれなりの筋を通されるべきでは。
それは
失礼します。
I mean, very polite
後悔し
declining.
ますよ、日向さん。
あいにくですが、私は魔王リムルを信頼しておりますので。偶発的な状況に便乗するだけのずさんな計画なんてたかが知れてるわ。でも
I don't even know what he could even imagine to try to test Rimurubis. I have no idea. He does not seem very smart. He clearly, it seemed like he wanted Hinata on his side. Not necessarily for Rimuru though. It's also very weird that they got so offended by her just stating to not offend a fucking Demon Lord. I feel like the whole title of Demon Lord, they do not have the capacity to understand what a Demon Lord is. I'm trying to remember. I believe there was not really a conflict between humans and demon lords, was there? From what we heard, there was a lot of stuff behind the scenes. We had the vampire making this whole holy nation. We had the red guy, Leon. He was just chilling. Leon is not the red guy, right? The red guy was just chilling. The blonde guy was just chilling. They had the whole very intense gay energy going on. Ramirez was being small, but that is what she is best at, I guess. Willem just playing around. So there was not really a big conflict between demon lords and humans. I do wonder when the last big conflict was, because that I feel like would give them a little bit of perspective what a demon lord really means. What it really means if Milim comes and just crushes your city alone, which she did with the Beast Demon Lord. Or whenever Leon or whoever comes and just destroys your whole nation. I feel like they just don't have the knowledge how dangerous a demon lord can be. And all the demon lords are pretty terrifying. apart from Ramirez. We don't talk about her. She's supposedly super strong whenever she's not like a little fairy.
もしこの話もさっきの会議も誰かが最初から仕組んでいたものだとしたら、さすがにありえないか。
リムル様、そろそろ参りましょうか。
There we go.
お、そうだな。お、
Hello. I assumed for a moment it would be Diablo. By the way, what happened with Diablo's best guy? He wanted to come as well, you know, summon him, put him in some kind of doll. Do we get to see that shortly? I hope.
シオン。ああ。
どうして私は留守番なのですか。シュナ様たちは連れて行かれるのにずるいです。
ああ、それはだな。
You're on a diplomatic adventure. I feel like the last person is her. You don't want her. If someone insults Rimuru, she's going to destroy the whole city. So I see why you would leave her here. Not that Shuna is much different, but she's able to hold back a little bit, at least. The only one that is similar, that would similarly destroy the whole nation if they insulted Rimuru, would be Diablo.
シオン、お前はただ留守番するだけじゃないぞ。今テンペストの幹部たちは多くが出払っている。つまりここを守れるのは第一秘書のお前しかいないんだ。やってくれるな。はい。人間の多い大都市に連れて行くのはまだちょっと心配なんだよな。
I can't read. Stop. And then to major human city just said, yes, you are right. You can't take her right now. Oh.
よし、揃ったな。
Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's able to hold back a little bit. But if he is going out all out, stuff is going to be destroyed as well. I mean, the only guy here who I would say is not that good at destroying everything is Kohei, Ninja Dude. He's the only one I could see being less effective. I assume Shuna has like a disintegration nation level spell she can use to just destroy everything if she wanted. And we know that our boy has his Hell Flame, which is just going to disintegrate anything. Or incinerate in this case. What are those? Why do you have 2 stickers on your ass? What? Oh, it's the flags. Okay.
いってらっしゃいませ。
行くか。いざ評議会へ。
Yay. Okay. I mean, okay. So we still don't really know what her plan is. We only know she is responsible for him being accepted into the council. Now, it could be what I was describing, her maybe forcing him to exchange his minerals into banknotes and then make the banknotes he has useless or worthless. That would be one way. The second way would be to do something else. What was the second way? Something about... I do not remember. I don't see a different way to approach that yet. There may be something else going on. Again, there may be second idea or plan going on behind the scenes, as is most often the case. I could imagine her to try to get the city Tempest under her greed control while Rimuru is gone. I could see that happening.